It was the cold winter of 1649, and the streets of London were cloaked in silence. The frosty air hung heavy with fear as the fate of England's monarch, King Charles, balanced on a razor's edge. The kingdom had been embroiled in a bitter civil war that tore the nation apart and pitted family against family. Now, the time had come for a final reckoning. Inside the sacred spaces of Westminster Hall, the dark atmosphere was palpable. These magnificent chambers, which had witnessed so many historical events, had never seen one so solemn as this. The court was gathered filled with parliamentarians, soldiers, and commoners alike, each eager to see justice delivered. At the center of all this attention stood King Charles alone, once a regal figure, but now stripped of his power and clad in simple garments. His eyes burned with a blend of defiance and resignation, fully aware of the gravity of his situation. The echoes of his voice filled the hall as he defended his God-given rights, arguing for the importance of a monarchy. But his pleas fell upon deaf ears, drowned out by the roar of the crowds, whose hunger for justice had turned into a thirst for vengeance. To them, the king's betrayal of the law of the land during the civil wars was an unpardonable crime. The jury, carefully chosen to produce a guilty verdict by the parliamentarians, delivered the predetermined outcome. Charles Stuart, King of England, was guilty of high treason. The verdict sent shockwaves through the entire country, with some hailing it as a triumph for the rule of law, while others recoiled in horror at executing a monarch. England's fate hung in the balance, with the only hope for peace now resting on the shoulders of Parliament. On the morning of the execution, the Thames River that flows through London had frozen, and a heavy fog filled the icy roadways, cloaking the city like a ghostly shroud. As he prepared for the end, the broken king had said goodbye to his family, taken communion one last time, and put on an extra layer of clothing to keep him from shivering in the cold air. The streets leading to Whitehall were lined with silent witnesses, their eyes filled with a mixture of morbid curiosity and sadness. The atmosphere crackled with tension as the sound of drums pierced the air, heralding the imminent execution of the king.